Hello my dear students, welcome back to ID Point Physics lecture, and today we are having scalars and vectors lecture number 2. So see here, in last class हमारी स्टोरी कहाँ तक चली थी? Last class we have studied up to unit vectors, and I hope कि तुम लोगों ने unit vector के वो तीनों क्वेश्चन सॉल्व कर लिए थे, but still if you have any doubt, feel free to contact me. मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ? मैं वहां पे नहीं जा रहा, मैं आगे से प्रोसीड कर रहा हूँ. And the next point will be, see here, vectors में the next thing we are going to study, that will be position vector. Okay, let's start with position vector. Now next question, sir, what is position vector? Answer is simple. Position vector simply means any vector which represents the position of a particle. The meaning is hidden in the name itself, right? सो पोजीशन वेक्टर का मतलब क्या हो गया? ये किसी भी पार्टिकल की पोजीशन बताएगा. अब पोजीशन बताएगा मतलब वी आर मेजरिंग समथिंग. किसको मेजर कर रहे हैं? इफ यू आर मेजरिंग एनी पॉइंट यू मस्ट हैव अ रेफरेंस. किस रेफरेंस में आप मेजर कर रहे हैं? हम मेजर करेंगे विद रिस्पेक्ट टू ओरिजिन. एज आई टोल्ड यू इन अवर बेसिक क्लास, ओरिजिन अपना रेफरेंस होता है और उसी के रिस्पेक्ट में हम किसी भी एक्स वाई जेड फिजिकल क्वांटिटी को क्या करते हैं? मेजर करते हैं. तो यहां पर देखो, सी हियर, suppose we have a coordinate system something like this. Once again, just like old days, we have origin as our reference, right? I hope it's visible. Okay, it's visible. Okay. Suppose if we have a point P whose coordinates are x1, y1 as well as z1, right? x1, y1, z1 are variables, और variables की बच्चों कोई भी वैल्यू हो सकती है. 1 2 का 4 5 6 7 8 10 10 anything. Okay. So, if I represent this position vector, if I connect this vector with origin, something like this, O is the starting point, P is the ending point, then I will call it a vector RP, और R represent करता है position vector. Always remember, by default, physics में कुछ चीजें होती है जो फिक्स होती है. For example, फोर्स को आप F से लिखते हैं, एक्सेलरेशन को A से लिखते हैं, डिस्प्लेसमेंट को X से लिखते हैं. क्या आप इसे किसी और सिंबल से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं? आंसर इज एब्सोल्युटली यस. You can represent it by some other forces, but the problem is there are few things which are fixed in physics. Like whenever you want to write down force, you represent it by F. Whenever you want to write down acceleration, you represent it by A. So in the same way, if you want to represent the position vector, you represent it by R. So whenever throughout the physics in any xyz topic, if you see something like R or something vector वगैरह कुछ लगा हुआ है, it simply means it's a position vector. Clear everyone? Clear my dear friends? Okay. So suppose if you want to write down position vector of P, write it down like this. Like this. Position vector of P, I will write it down as RP. Okay. Is it a new thing? Answer is no. Position vector simply a vector, और vector को कैसे लिखना है? That we already know, right? So how to write down? Once again same funda. Final minus initial. If it is in x direction, write down I cap. In y, final minus initial times j cap. In z, final minus initial times k cap. So see here how I will write it down. Final x minus initial x. That comes out to be x minus 0 I cap. Final y minus initial y, that is y1 minus 0, that is j cap. Final z minus initial z, that is z1 minus 0, direction is k cap. So whenever you want to write down the position vector, suppose the point is P, then I will write it down as x1 I cap plus y1 j cap plus z1 into k cap. Clear? Okay. Now next thing arises like zero vector. Zero vector. Remember, sometimes in mathematics, what do we think about zero? If you add anything in zero, number is itself same. If you multiply by a number zero, the whole outcome is zero. If you subtract zero from a certain number, the number is in itself. It remains as itself. Okay. But in physics, zero vector has a different concept. मतलब क्या हुआ? In simple terms of definition, zero vector means what? Any vector whose magnitude is zero, right? any vector whose magnitude is 0 will be known as zero vector. Clear guys? Okay. So if you take any vector whose magnitude is 0, then we will call it zero vector. Now see here, suppose if I write down like this, we have a vector A whose components is 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap. And if I take the magnitude of this vector A, how to write it down? Once again same funda, under root I component ka square plus j ka square plus k ka square. So what I will write down bachcho, 2 ka square plus 3 ka square plus 4 ka square. So it comes out to be whatever is the number, but try to understand what is the point at which we are focusing. The point is, if magnitude has to be 0, then this should be 0, this should be 0 and this should also be 0. Suppose 2 and 3 आपके 0 हो गए, but 4 is still non-zero. Then the overall magnitude is non-zero, right? So if you want mod A comes out to be 0 or magnitude of this vector A should be 0, in that particular scenario, this should be 0, this should be 0 or this should be 0, right? If any one of it is non-zero, then the overall outcome will also be non-zero. So what we will say, we will simply say if a vector has to be a zero vector, then its x component should be 0, y component should be 0, as well as z component should also be 0. So how to write it down? If you want to write down a unit vector, you can write it down like this: 0 into I cap plus 0 into j cap plus 0 into k. And now see, if you calculate the magnitude mod A, it will comes out to be 0 square plus 0 square plus 0 square, which is equals to 0. So see here, first point which is absolutely clear, that is magnitude, and the magnitude of a zero vector is a big zero itself, right? Now, next thing, that is direction. So, see here, suppose if I write down a vector like this, vector A equals to 2i cap. What you can say, sir, this is a vector whose magnitude is 2 and direction is along x-axis. Suppose if I write it down like this 2j cap, then what should be your answer? Your answer should be like this, sir. A has a magnitude whose value is 2 and direction is y. Suppose instead of j cap, I write it down like k cap. Then what should be your answer? Your answer should be like this, sir. A is a vector whose magnitude is 2 and direction is along z. Now what about 0? Because in a 0 vector, x component is 0, y component is 0, as well as z component is also 0. So what about the direction? The answer is we can't guess. We don't know the direction of a 0 vector. Definitely it's a vector whose magnitude is 0, but if we talk about direction, direction is unknown or not defined. So in the nutshell, what we can say, sir, 0 vector is a vector whose magnitude is 0 but direction is unknown. Clear? Okay. So, till now, we have studied about vectors, how to represent a vector, how to calculate the magnitude of the vector, but अभी तक हम बात कर रहे थे बच्चों इंडिविजुअल वेक्टर्स की. Now the next question arises, सर, क्या हम वेक्टर्स को ऐड कर सकते हैं? आंसर इज यस. क्या हम वेक्टर्स को सब्ट्रैक्ट कर सकते हैं? आंसर इज डेफिनेटली यस. क्या हम वेक्टर को मल्टीप्लाई कर सकते हैं? आंसर इज एब्सोल्युटली यस. क्या हम वेक्टर को डिवाइड कर सकते हैं? That question goes to you. Let me know the solution whether you can divide the vectors or not. Okay. But see here, the process is not quite simple, right? Just like in mathematics, like you do 2 plus 4 equals to 6, or 8 plus 2 equals to 10, or 10 plus 10 equals to 20. Can we do the same thing in vectors? Answer is no. You can add, you can subtract, you can multiply the vectors. Answer is yes, but the format will be a little bit different. So what is the format? That we are going to study right now. Okay. Point number 1. Simple addition. If you have vectors in form of I cap, j cap as well as k cap. See, to add vectors, two types of situations would be there. Either you will have two vectors as I cap, j cap and k cap. Then it's very easy. I cap को I cap के साथ ऐड करो, j cap को j cap के साथ ऐड करो, k cap को k cap के साथ ऐड करो. Problem is done. Situation solved. But if you have vector in terms of direction as well as magnitude, then it becomes a tricky one. Then in that case, how to solve the questions, we'll see here. But before that, let's take a simple example. Suppose, okay, this section is addition of vector. चलो बच्चों शुरुआत करते हैं, शुभारंभ करते हैं हम लोग एडिशन ऑफ वेक्टर्स से. ओके जी, एडिशन ऑफ वेक्टर्स. ओके, see here, let us assume we have two vectors p and q whose value is given as just like see here. वो तो मेरे ऊपर डिपेंड करता है क्या प्रोवाइड करूंगा मैं. Let me assume I have a vector p as 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap and another vector q as, let us assume, 10i cap minus 4j cap plus 5k cap. And what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to add the vectors. What I told you, situation is very easy. Simply add I, j, and k. Right? चलो भाई, यहाँ पे देखो. Suppose if I want to add the vector p and q. See here, p plus q equals to 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 4k cap. Or simply because we have to add I with I, j with j, and k with k. So that's why मैं इनको ऊपर नीचे लिख लूंगा और सिंपली इनको ऐड कर लूंगा. See here, plus I will write down 10i cap minus 4j cap plus 5k. And see here, what is the result of vector p plus vector q? The result is 10 plus 2 equals to 12i cap. ठीक है sir. Minus 4 plus 3, that is minus into j cap, plus 4 plus 5, that is plus 9k cap. See here, very easy, just like a cake. Okay, so p plus q comes out to be, our final value is 12i cap minus j cap plus 9k cap. Clear everyone? And this is how we add two vectors. But remember, if you add p and q, the resultant quantity is still a vector, right? So point number one, if you add two vectors, what you have? You have another vector. What will happen if I subtract two vector? Answer is same. Once again, Sarji, we will have a vector. But what will happen if you multiply two vectors? Right guys? If you multiply two vectors, then in that case, vector भी हो सकता है, scalar भी हो सकता है, कुछ भी possible है, right? So see here, I will call it another vector r. That is equals to p plus q. See here, p और q को ऐड किया, जो resultant quantity आई उसको मैंने मान लिया r. The resultant is represented by vector r, and this value is given as 12i cap minus j cap plus 9k cap. Clear? See, suppose if I ask you like this, calculate the magnitude of the resultant. Now try to understand the words. What I am calling you, calculate the magnitude of the resultant. तो भाई इसका magnitude, resultant का magnitude, and we already know how to calculate magnitude. How to calculate magnitude? सर जी आपने बताया था under root I component square plus j component square plus k component का square. We are going to do the same, right? So see here, how to calculate the magnitude of the resultant. See here, what I will write down? I will write down mod r equals to under root. See here, one more part. Mod r. But what is the value of r? Sir, r value is equals to p plus q. So instead of r, what I can write down? P plus q. So if I say mod r represents magnitude of r, and magnitude of r simply means length of vector r. Same thing is magnitude of p plus q. Remember how I am pronouncing this. Magnitude of, see here, this side, magnitude of vector p plus vector q. Right? This will be equals to under root. Now here, what you can say? You can see I cap, j cap, k cap. And you will tell me, sir, इसको तो हमने लास्ट क्लास में ही देखा था कि एक वेक्टर का मैग्नीट्यूड कैसे निकालते हैं. Then I will ask कैसे देखा था? You will answer, sir, under root I component square plus j का square plus k का square. So what I will write down? I is 12, so I will write down 12 square. J is -1, so I will write down -1 square. K is 9, so I will write down 9 square. Easy and simple. Okay. So see here, magnitude of vector R equals to magnitude of vector P plus Q equals to under root 12 square 144 plus 1 plus 81. Add them 82. 226 answer is units. Once again same story. Why units? Because it can be anything. It can be acceleration, it can be velocity, it can be force, it can be momentum, it can be any XYZ physical quantity, right? So this is how we can add two vectors as well as we can calculate the magnitude of the two vectors. Correct guys? So I hope you are able to understand up to here. Now see. तो बच्चों ये तो टाइप 1 प्रॉब्लम थी जिसमें आपको दो वेक्टर दिए जाते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ आई, जे एंड के, एंड इफ यू वांट टू ऐड देम आई को आई के साथ, जे को जे के साथ, के को के के साथ, प्रॉब्लम फिनिश. ओके. नाउ नेक्स्ट थिंग, डिफिकल्टी कब होती है? व्हेन वी डोंट हैव वेक्टर्स इन टर्म्स ऑफ आई, जे एंड के. Suppose you have been given vectors not in terms of I, J and K, but rather than I, J, K, you have given the vectors, you have been provided the vectors in terms of direction as well as magnitude. तो उसमें कैसे करेंगे? Suppose you have two vectors something like this. This is my vector Q, P, and this is my vector Q. Now I want to add these two vectors. But नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, हाउ टू ऐड दीज टू वेक्टर्स, राइट? क्योंकि ये तो आई, जे और के में है नहीं, और अगर ये आई और जे के में नहीं है तो इनको हम कैसे ऐड करेंगे? सी है, राइट? भाई अगर आई आई, जे जे, के दैट वाज वेरी इजी, जस्ट लाइक अ केक वॉक. ठीक है, लेकिन यहां पे तो वेक्टर्स दे आर गिवन इन टर्म्स ऑफ डायरेक्शन. सी, आई हैव अ वेक्टर पी व्हिच इज डायरेक्टेड अलोंग एक्स. I have a vector q which is making an angle theta from the x-axis, and I want to add these two vectors. Then what we are supposed to do? Then we have to take help of a simple theorem that is known as vector law of addition. Clear everyone? किसके थ्रू करेंगे? Vector law of addition. अब देखो वेक्टर लॉ ऑफ एडिशन में भी बच्चे कई बार कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं. So what I will do, I will try to represent it in simple way, right? कैसे simplest way में मैं इसको represent कर सकता हूं, ध्यान दो. तो चलो इसको शुरू करने से पहले एक छोटा सा सेक्शन हम लोग देख लेते हैं. That is known as vector law of addition. Vector law of addition. We call it by one more name that is known as triangle law of addition. What we call it? Vector law of addition or triangle law of addition. Why we call it triangle law of addition? Because in the end, if you add two vectors, the resultant which we have, that is in the form of a triangle. That's why we call it triangle law of addition also. But it happens only when we are adding two vectors. Suppose if there are more than two vectors, then triangle will not be formed, right? So remember this point, whenever you add two vectors you get a triangle, and that's why we call it triangle law of addition. Clear everyone? Now see, suppose if you want to add two vectors, this is my first vector P. See here, it's not necessary कि P हमेशा ऐसे ही हो and Q हमेशा ऐसे ही अपने को शो किया गया. It's not necessary, only for understanding point of view मैं इस तरीके से शो कर रहा हूं. So basically we have two vectors. First one is our vector P and second is our vector Q, and we want to add two vectors. तो बच्चों during addition point number 1 कैसे add करेंगे, right? You can start with vector P, you can start with vector Q. So P से भी शुरू कर सकते हो, Q से भी शुरू कर सकते हो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, सब सेम है, ठीक है? But you have to remember only one point. And what is that golden point? That golden point, that particular golden rule, that is must to be followed rule is this: you can't change the magnitude as well as direction. What I told you, you can't change the magnitude as well as direction. The magnitude must be same as well as direction should also be same. Now, what do I mean by magnitude? Magnitude means length. And what do I mean by direction? Direction means angle from the x-axis. So what I am trying to say, you can't change magnitude. Magnitude means length, and you can't change the direction. Direction simply means angle with the x-axis. So what is the magnitude of this vector p? Length of this vector. ये जो length देख रहे हो ना, इतनी length, इसको length बोलेंगे. What is the magnitude of this vector q? This particular length. Now what about direction? See, vector p has direction along x-axis. If you say q has a direction. Direction simply means what here? Direction simply means angle with the x-axis, which simply means in the nutshell you can't change theta. इसको change नहीं कर सकते. You can't change theta, right? So see here, which vector you like to start with? Okay, let's start with vector p as well as q. दोनों को साथ में लेके चलते हैं और देखते हैं कि रिजल्ट क्या आता है. Okay. So if I start with vector p, step number 1. Step 1, draw first vector. Always remember, draw the first vector. Always draw first vector. Not needing to tell you, it's not necessary to remind you that angle should be same. So if you are drawing the first vector, angle should be same. What is the angle of vector p? Along the x-axis. So if I start with vector p, I will draw it like this. This is my vector p. Now, जहां पे भी first vector end हो रहा है, see here, at this point first vector ends. What is this? Head of vector p. So wherever the head of vector p is present, from there only we will start drawing the second vector, that is vector q. But no need to remind you that the angle must remain same. Okay. So that's why, see here, at this point vector p ends. This is the head of vector p. So from this point, I will try to draw vector q. I will try to draw vector q such that this angle theta remains same. So what I will do, I will extend it in dotted form, and from this point I will draw vector q. See here, still we have the same angle theta. Clear everyone? First step, draw the vector. Now final step, that is our step 2. Connect starting point to the ending point. Connect starting point to ending point. Okay. Now what was our starting point? सर जी अपना starting point तो P था. What was our ending point? सर जी अपना ending point तो ये है. तो starting को हमें ending से connect करना है. Starting को हमने ending से connect कर दिया. Okay, let me draw it in an accurate way. Starting को हमने ending से connect कर दिया, and this particular vector is known as resultant vector, and I will write it down. Resultant vector R equals to vector P plus vector Q. So what were our final steps? What was the basic thing? Basic thing was we will draw first vector. From where first vector ends means first vector's head, we will draw the second vector, that is your vector q, and then we will connect the starting point to the ending point, and this will be known as our resultant vector. So see here, this is our resultant vector, and let me assume this particular angle is alpha. Clear everyone? Now suppose, let me change the scenario. What will happen when instead of vector p, I will start with vector q? Will the vector will remain same or it will get changed? Let's see here what happens. Okay. Suppose I start with vector q. So to start with vector q, first see the direction. And what do you understand the direction? Always remember angle with the x-axis, right? So this is my x-axis, and from here I will make an angle theta, something like this, such that the length must be same. This length and this length should be same. Suppose this length is 2 meters, then this length should also be 2 meters. So this is my vector p. Vector q. Now what was the rule? जहां से first vector end होता है means first vector's head, you are supposed to draw second vector, such that always, let me remind you once again, the direction must be same. At this point first vector ends, so I will draw the second vector. The second vector is like this. So this is my second vector. Now what was our final step? Sir, our final step was to connect the starting point to the ending point. So what I will do, this was my starting point, this is my ending point. So I will connect my starting point to the ending point. And this is vector R. And you will see here, if the angle is alpha, in this case also the angle will be alpha. And if you draw the diagram with proper scaling, you will find out if this length is 2 meters, this length will also come out to be 2 meters. So this is how we calculate or we draw vectors, or we simply add the vectors. And this particular, say here, what is the golden thing that is coming out? What I told you, this theorem is also known as triangle law of addition. And see here, if we are adding two vectors, what we are having? We are having a particular triangle, right? So I hope you are able to understand vector law of addition. Clear everyone? Now see. Okay. तो बच्चों देखो, पहली चीज वेक्टर्स का एक गोल्डन रूल है. नो मैटर how much you study the theory part, no matter how much you study the theoretical portion, until and unless you don't solve the question, you will never be able to understand scalars and vectors, because I already told you it is a little bit confusing. Why? Because you have a little bit idea about force, you know about velocity, you know about work, you know about sound, little bit idea, but you absolutely have no idea about scalars and vectors. So theoretical study के साथ साथ हमें प्रॉब्लम भी सॉल्व करते रहना पड़ेगा. So let's come back to the problem and let us see whether we are able to understand it or not. Okay. See here. Suppose we want to add. Question is like this. Let us assume we have a hexagonal like this. You don't know what about hexagonal? Regular hexagon. Now what is the meaning of regular? Do you know it? Regular means all the sides would be equal. Regular means this. If you don't know about it, then try to understand. Suppose if I connect all the points something like this, then what you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 triangles are there, and the length of these triangles would be equal. So in the nutshell, all these triangles are what? Equilateral triangle. Because in the equilateral triangle, all the sides are equal. Okay, just a minute. I think. Okay. Right now it's okay. Okay, so in a hexagonal, regular hexagonal means what? Means all the lengths, all the sides would be equal. Okay, guys. So see here. Okay, I think it's visible. Yes, it's visible. Our next question, that is vector law of addition, that will be based upon a hexagonal, so that you can realize the meaning of angles. Okay. चलो बच्चों, हम आप लोग एक hexagonal ले लेते हैं, something like this. Regular hexagonal means all the lengths will be equal, and the angles, this angle will be how much? 120. This angle 120. This angle 60. 120, 60, 120, right? And let us name this A, B, C, D, E, and F. And the question is, calculate the resultant of vectors. Calculate the resultant of vectors. कौन सा वेक्टर भाई साहब? See here. First one is vector AB plus vector FE. Okay, let's take a little bit more interesting, vector AE. Second part, that is vector AD plus DE. And C part, vector, let's not always start with vector AB. Next, let me assume vector AE plus vector ED plus vector DB. See here. How to solve this? Okay, guys. Now let me assume what we are assuming, out of A, B as well as C, first two parts will be solved by me. I will show you the solution of A part as well as B part, and what I will expect. Once again, you are supposed to solve C part and let me know in our answer or in our comment box or by some other means, whatever is available, whether you are able to solve the C option or not. Okay guys, see here. Let me start with A part. So, vector law of addition. क्या था बच्चों golden rule? The golden rule was whenever you are drawing a vector, length should be same and its direction must be same. What do you mean by direction? Direction simply means its magnitude, its length as well as angle from our x axis. Okay. So if I talk about this vector AB, see here. What does it mean? AB vector means A is my starting point, B is my ending point. AB means A is my starting point, B is my ending point. See, where is my starting point? Sir, my starting point is here. This is my point A. Where is my ending point B? Sir, B. This is my ending point. This is B. So if I ask you what is the direction of vector AB, simply this is starting point, this is the ending point. If you draw an arrow, see what is the direction? The direction is along which axis? X axis by AB. This vector is directed along x axis. So, what I will do, I will draw a vector AB something like this. This is my vector AB. And you can see my vector AB is directed along x-axis. So, here also direction is along x-axis. Suppose if we here have length A, then here also the length is A. Remember, okay. You can't change magnitude as well as you can't change direction. That is the basic fundamental. Now next thing, see, what is the next vector we are supposed to add? AE. Now once again the question comes into mind. AE means, sir, A is our starting point, E is our ending point. ठीक है जी, चलो इसको हटा देते हैं, इसका काम finish. A is our starting point, E is our ending point. So this will be our vector A. Clear? I told you na. See here, A is our starting point, E is our ending point. So I have connected from A to E, and this is our vector A. Now let's talk about direction. Sir, what is the meaning of direction? Sir, direction means angle with the x-axis. So what we are supposed to do? We will measure this angle with the x-axis, and you know from 1000 years that this angle is 90 degrees. So what we are supposed to do? जहां पे first vector end होता है, वहां से second vector शुरू करना है, such that angle remains same. So this is my vector AE. This is my vector AE. चलो बच्चों, ये हो गया अपना vector A, right? So we were supposed to add two vectors, that was AB and AE. I have drawn AB as well as I have drawn AE. Now let's recall vector law of addition. What was vector law of addition? You will connect the starting point to the ending point. See here, this is my starting point, this is my ending point. So I will connect them like this, and this will be our resultant vector R, and this value will be equals to vector AB plus vector AE. Done. And you can see, because we are adding two vectors, so that's why we are having a triangle, and that's why we call it vector law of addition. Now suppose an interesting case comes into my mind, and what is that case? Suppose if we know about the length. Somehow, अगर अपने को लेंथ पता है, तो क्या हम रिजल्टेंट की लेंथ कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं? In some cases answer is yes, in some cases answer is no, right? Or it will be a little bit complicated. I should not say no, but yes, it will be a little bit complicated. कैसे होगा वो आगे चल के बताऊंगा. But in this case, definitely we can calculate the length of the resultant vector. Now your question will be, sir, करके दिखाओ. तो चलो देखो बच्चों कैसे करते हैं. Now let me assume, क्या assume कर रहा हूं भाई मैं? चलो एक काम करते हैं. Let me assume this length is A. Okay. As you can see, if this length is A, whose length is A? AB length is A. This particular length AB is A. So if this length is A, in that case, what about this length? try to understand what I am telling you. This AB length is given as A. This AB length is given as A, or magnitude of AB is equals to A. So see here, if this length is A, you can say this length from B to O. This BO length will also be A, and this OE length will also be A. Clear, guys? So what you can say, this EB length is equals to 2A, and if this length is 2A, so if I draw a separate diagram, see here, what we are observing, this AB length, it is A, this BE length, it is equals to A plus A, that is 2A. So what will be there? This length 4A square minus A square, that will be equals to under root 3A. See here, A length comes out to be root 3A. So if I say, what is this length? This is our resultant, what was our resultant? This was our resultant. So we can say mod of AB comes out to be A, mod of AE, that comes out to be, what is the AE length? This AE length comes out to be under root 3A. So from here you can calculate this length. What will be this length? A square plus 3A square, that is 4A square. So this length or magnitude of vector R is equals to 2A. Clear, guys? So in the next one, what I am trying to say, if you have been provided any length of the triangle, you can calculate the length of the resultant also. It's very, very easy. Clear? So let me repeat it once again. This length was A, and as I told you about a regular hexagon, this length is A, so this is also A, this is also A, this is 2A. So this is 2A and this is A, so this comes out to be root 3A, and in this case A, this is root 3A, so this comes out to be 2A. Clear, everyone? Okay. Now see the second part. ये जो लेंथ कैलकुलेट करने वाला पोर्शन है, ये हम लोग थोड़ी देर बाद और डिटेल में करने वाले हैं. अभी हम लेंथ नहीं कैलकुलेट कर रहे. राइट नाउ हमारा फोकस बस ये है, सो दैट यू आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ टू ऐड टू वेक्टर्स. दैट्स ऑल. See here, if I talk about the second case, that is our B part. And what is our B part? B part is we are supposed to add, that is our vector AD plus our vector DE. ठीक है. We are supposed to add our vector AD plus vector DE. Now let's see. Okay, let me rub this so that you may not get confused. चलो हटाओ सबको. Now see here. If you want to draw vector AD, which means A is our starting point, D is our ending point. See here, A is our starting point, D is our ending point. Then to represent vector AD, I will connect A to D. I will connect A to D. And this is my vector AD. See here, what about direction, guys? This angle will be equals to 60 degree because total is 120, so half is 60. Second vector DE. If this is our vector DE, then AD, then DE will be like this. DE means, what do you mean by DE? It simply means D is our starting point, E is our ending point. So what I am supposed to do, I will connect D to E. See here, how to do that? This is the starting point, this is our ending point. See the direction. This DE is directed along minus x-axis. So first let's draw AD. AD को देखो बच्चों, ये लेंथ है और एंगल 60 है. So I will draw it like this. What should be the angle? Okay, let me redraw this. Such that length, this length and this length must be same. If this angle is 60 degree, this angle should also be 60 degree. Right? Easy. Now what I told you in vector law of addition, जहां पे फर्स्ट वेक्टर एंड होता है, वहां से सेकंड वेक्टर की बच्चों क्या करनी है? शुरुआत करनी है. राइट? So our first vector ends at this point. This is our vector AD. So from this point I will start second vector, that is my vector DE, and directed along minus x direction. So this vector will be DE. And remember, length and direction must be same. This is the first and the most important rule. So DE is directed minus x axis. From this point I have directed this DE along minus x axis. Then what was our final step? So our final step was we connect the starting point to the ending point. So we'll do the same over here. See here, this is my starting point, this is my ending point. So I will connect these 2 points and this will be my resultant, and I will write it down as vector AB plus vector DE. And this is how we connect two vectors with the help of vector law of addition. So I hope guys all of you are able to understand this. Now what you are supposed to do, and what is the most important point, you will solve the third part, that is connect vector AE plus ED plus vector DB by yourself. Try to solve it and let me know whether you are able to solve it or not. Till then, that's all for today. Show is over finally. See you in next class. Till then, bye bye. Take care guys.